Wow, that's a tough one. So, yeah, so I would say my all-time favorite horror movie is
As we get started, I just want everyone to understand a little bit about you and your background. The book is called The Horror Movie Night Cookbook: 60 Deliciously Deadly Recipes Inspired by Iconic Slashers, Zombie Films, Psychological Thrillers, Sci Fi Spooks, and more. What inspired you as far as horror movies go? Can you tell us a little bit about, maybe as I get to know you, what's your all time favorite horror movie?
um wow, that's a tough one. So, yeah, so I would say my all-time favorite horror movie is Scream. It's what got me into diving deeper into horror. My mother actually got me into horror when I was a kid. We would watch a bunch of the old ones after school and that sort of thing. But as I started to discover the newer ones on my own, Scream was the first one that really showed me that there's more to horror than just, you know, blood and boobs.
Very well said. So we see before us a filmmaker, an artist, an author, many things. Tell us a little bit about you as a person, where you came from, and how you got from where you were to the author of this really fun book.
Sure. That was a process. I went to school for theater and film and acting, and took that and moved to New York, as most people do, New York or LA. I chose New York. I did that for a while. I did a couple of my own indie horror films as well. And then as I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do as a side project, because you have to have a side project when you're trying to break into that field. I thought, I love cooking, I love experimenting, I love being creative. Let's take some culinary classes. So I was gifted some culinary classes, and it was really great. And I thought, okay, great. Now I'm going to go work in a kitchen. And but the more I thought about that, I realized that I would hate it. If I had to do it as a day job, I would hate cooking. So I sort of put that on the back burner and focused more on the theater and film and all that, and just kept plugging away at that. When I moved to the West Coast, I became artistic director of a couple theater companies, and had some plays published, that sort of thing. So my writing and my directing was starting to take off a little bit. So I had a little more free time to go back to the cooking thing that I was looking forward to doing. And so the way this came together is that I was doing a play with some friends, and we were chatting. We actually were doing the play The Woman in Black, and we were chatting about horror and horror films. And you know, they felt the way I felt about them initially, that they're all just, blood and boobs. And I just couldn't have that. I'd seen so many great ones that have changed my life and had so many positive messages. Because horror movies are basically about the outcasts um, winning. And I felt like I've been an outcast my whole life. So I could really connect to them. So I started showing them the ones that I thought were important. I started with my favorites and then kind of dug deeper into the ones that I felt told really great stories and had really great messages, through these horror movie nights where I would pair an appetizer, a dinner, and a dessert, each with its own movie. And we would do 3 movies a night, and we would do this every couple weeks.
That's incredible.
Sorry,
So,
that was a lot.
oh no, that was perfect. It's Richard, thank you. The book is called The Horror Movie Night Cookbook, Richard S. Sargent. As we wrap up, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your intelligence and your passion for movies and art and cooking and horror movies. For those of us who want to follow you, who want to browse the book, where can we find the book? Where can we learn more about you? Tell us the website, the social media, anything you'd like.
Sure. Yeah, the book can be found, I believe, at any local bookstore or online, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, that sort of thing. Um, if you want to learn more about me or just maybe get bonus recipes every now and then on my Instagram, you can follow the Horror Movie Night Cookbook Instagram or my own personal one, our Sargent 83. So I'm on Facebook as well. You can find me on there. Um, yeah, stay in touch. Tell me what you like, and if you host your own, tag me in that sort of stuff. I'd love to see how your recipes come out, what you would change. I'd love feedback. So if you do try any of this, please contact me online and let me know what you liked and what you didn't.